supposed to face off. You'll see it in the video. As I'm trying to push in, it's kicking this whole assembly backwards. So I will never be able to face anything, and I can't lock it, because if you lock it, actually, no, see. That kills it. See, it's moving it. There we go. Wait a minute. Something ain't right. This is half of that is not. That shouldn't be it. I know, I just got it really slow. Let's move that back. Cut it more head on. See, it just kicked it back. I gotta have something in here wrong, because as soon as it hits that nub, like in the center, it just pushes this whole thing back, and that ain't supposed to happen. So I will be back. All right, guys, I got. You can see down there. Got one there, and there is one. Let's see if I put some white on here. Maybe it'll show it up better. Down in there. There we go. There's the other bolt. I used 3/8 bolts, and they threaded in perfectly fine. I mean, a perfect fit. And believe it or not, I actually got my holes drilled and lined up dead perfect. That never happens for me. So, just saying. Okay, so what am I doing now? Anyway, I've got this thing in here. It ain't going nowhere. I did put the rubber feet back on it. Not that it really needs to have them, but I don't want to lose them. So I got it bolted down good. I don't think it's going to go anywhere. So one thing, we did go over the speed. We got that fixed. These bits, I'm guessing they're okay. They're probably not the greatest. So I am waiting on the quick change tool post. So once that gets here, then I will include that. What I do want to show you is, okay, let's make sure you're seeing it. Oh, you're seeing it. Let's zoom you in here. See if I can zoom you in. I may have to take you off the stand here. All right, I'm going to crank this in. And you'll see that. Let me see if I can get you this way. Let's back up. And there is, let's see if I can zoom it back out. It's hard to see. Let's do it this way. if you can tell, and it's really hard to see with the camera. So I'm trying to get some different light in there. It is not lined up with the center of that piece of Delrin. So what you need to do until you get the, hopefully that quick change tool post is adjustable, so you can raise it up and down. In the meantime, I don't think that was the 4. Nope. What did I do with it? It's a 5. These are 5s. So what we need to do is we need to raise this thing up. And how we're going to do that is an old feeler gauge set. We are, I don't know, let's go big and see if I can get it lined up right. So this is a 0.75, 0.25, and a 1. Let's see where I get with that. And of course, this knob has to be in your way. Let's put a 1 in here. And we're just going to raise it up. We'll eyeball it. Get the gunk off of it. No, we're still a little bit below center, so let's do a 0.75. It still looks like it's a bit low. Okay, so let's try the 1/4. Still looks low. Okay, let's make size I got. Another semi-thick one. Well, there's a 1/2. Let's try the 1/2 too. That might do it. Looks pretty close. That wouldn't be me if I wasn't dropping something. Okay, so let's plug it in. Got safety glasses on. Got the overhead lights on. Let's back it up a little bit. Let's bring it out. Let's bring it in. I'm just going to take a smidge off of it. To see if it takes that nub that's in the center out. I don't know. I'm going to have to try to figure out a way to get you guys overhead because you can't see nothing there. You just see the back of it. How about right there? Let's zoom in. This is, I know Dale mounts his cameras upside down on something. I'm gonna have to get a hold of him and see what he's using. All right, so we got power, and let's go ahead and turn it on. And just run it in. don't like, and what I see it do, is it pushes back. I wish there was a way to lock this, which, now see, kind of like, okay, here, let's do this. Let's put it neutral. But see, how do I get this to spin? How do I get it to spin and not kick this thing back? Because if I lock it, then the auto feed is going to do its thing. I still think it's a bit high, a bit low. Yeah, I got the tiniest of nubs there. See, how do I keep this thing from moving? I mean, I'm just pulling it backwards and it's moving. So I got to be able to way to lock this, but yet not spin, not have it move on the carriage. How am I going to do that? Okay, well, that's a question for you guys. So, anybody who's out there. Okay, so we are just a hair off. So let's go with 10 thousandths. See what that does. I wish you could take this knob. Well, maybe a moot point once I get the 4-post. Quick change. Let's put a 10 on here. Okay, so if you're wondering, you know, 1, 2, 2.5, 2.6. Okay, we got 2.6 now. Let's see if we can clean this thing up. Because we still got that little bit of a nub there. We still got the tiniest of nubs, so we're still a bit low, I think. Looks low. Yeah, we're still a hair under. Ugh. That is becoming annoying. Getting this thing lined up just right, but you have to. Okay, so if I was to, I don't know, Let's go with another 10 thou. So I got 2, 6, 3. Oh, 3. This might be too much. Sorry if I'm mumbling. Thinking to myself. Okay, so we got a 6 and a 4. Let's do that. Let's try that. I mean, that's pretty thick. Focusing? Yeah, whatever. It's thick. Like my head. Maybe there is an easier way, I don't really know, but like I said, I got the quick change tool post on the way. So let's see here. That's gonna do it. No, still like it's gonna sit right underneath it. But let's find out. Let's try the auto feed. Gears engaged. Let's back it up a hair. Of course, I don't know if my piece is perfectly square in here either, but we'll bring it back. Okay. Oh, I think it was hitting my piece too. So let's just bring it back. Because we can bring it back faster. I let it go too far, but I know you need to only let it go to halfway. Nah, man, we still got a nub. We still got a bit of a nub. Hey, caramba! I have to call that a nub of annoyance. Can't really say death because it's not killing me. It's just annoying me. Okay, so alright, let's take a stab at that. Let's go with a 0.40. We'll get there. We'll definitely get there. Wind it in. And it's hard to see with this Delrin. It still looks like it's low. My gosh, this is actually kind of ridiculous. But we'll try it. See what it does. All right, crank her out. And yeah, I probably got the tool post set wrong. I probably am doing everything wrong. Live and learn, right? need to cut a piece of that aluminum. I may have got it. Yeah, something's not right, so this shouldn't be cutting more on the way back. Oh man, it has just got the tiniest of nubs. Alright, that's good enough for now. You know, I can raise it up a little bit more, but I know that that quick change tool post is supposed to be here maybe today, maybe tomorrow. But I did, a buddy of mine, I don't know if I showed it already, gave me either inch and a quarter. Let me zoom you back out. It's inch and a quarter, 4140. So we'll have to do some playing with that. I do have my aluminum rod here, but it's kind of long. Yeah, I'll show you. We'll back this thing up. Still rubbing on that freaking yeah, that thing. Still rubbing the farther back I go. I do have the other piece over there, but it doesn't look like it's been drilled out, so I don't think that's going to make any difference. I'll probably just have to drill that out. So, get a tiny little piece of, let's turn it off, make sure it's turned off. The problem with this is it's going to stick out. That's how far it's going to stick out. That's pretty far. I need to see if I can cut this. I think that's 12 inches. See if I can cut it in half. I can see if my little bandsaw will do it. So, hold on a minute. Alright guys, where do I begin with this? Okay, first off, I'm no expert, okay? I don't make no claims. Yeah, I know in the beginning I was joking, theoretically. Yeah, well, theoretically and actually having one of these things are two different things. Okay, well, here's the bit. That's the cutoff bit, the parting bit. These bits are crap. That comes with it. Let's just get that out there. Yeah, I know, like I said, I know I'm no expert, but I know when you're parting, you have to have your bit into basically in the center of the piece that you're going to part. So anyway, I had the other 4-post multi-post thing on there. Got the new one. Here's the new one. Make sure you're seeing what I'm seeing. Okay, there's the new one right there, and all of its let's just say crap glory. All right, I'm no genius, but it takes multiple Allen wrenches to do this. You have to loosen this in order to loosen this. Then you have to whack it repeatedly to break it free. Yes, it is oiled up. Alright, and then it come with, where is it at? I've got it sitting here somewhere. Probably, I was tempted to chuck it in the garbage because that's what I think of this thing. Well, what did I do with it? I've got it here somewhere. Well, anyway, because I was going to show you, it's floating around here somewhere. I just don't know where exactly I placed it at. But it comes with a very... I wish I could find it. Let me pause you. I'm going to see if I can find it. Found it! Okay. Comes with this thing right here. This screws into the top just like so, right there. Now, this screw, let's focus. Anyway, it's bent. So, how this is supposed to work is you put it down in here. Let's wind this up. This gets screwed down into here. Oh, I might add, I had to find some washers to shim it up in order to get this thing to tighten down. And then on top of that, I have to bang it with a piece of 4140 steel in order to tighten it down, and it'll still move. But that's another topic. So anyway, that thing's junk. It's just junk. So I have one coming. I have a parting blade coming, and hopefully that will solve those issues. I wish I had. I was playing around, so I wish I'd kind of recorded this before I realized that parting bit was bent, because it was crooked to begin with. So I tried to straighten it out with the grinder, but this thing chattered so bad. Top speed on this thing, if you have the belt set up, forget it. You ain't gonna part with it. It does not have enough torque. So I put it back to the max of a little over 1,000 RPMs. That seems to be better. But everything I've read, and trust me, I've Googled a ton of things, and you know, they say rigidity is key. Well, trust me, this thing is lacking in the rigidity department. Let me get you over here, and I'll explain further. Alright, so you're looking at the tool post right here. Okay, well the cross slide, and that's another issue. Alright, as it is, I can see that this is not perfectly level, straight with this piece right here. I have to keep tightening up the gibs on the cross slide, the tool post, you know, all this stuff. Constantly have to check them because they loosen up. And maybe that's normal operation for a lathe. I don't know. I've never had a lathe. I did get, you can probably see it sitting right here. Well, let me turn you around. Right there. It's a little mister thing. Yeah, I mean, it kind of works. It was really super cheap on Amazon, but my little air compressor can't keep up with putting it out. And then when it's working, you're getting a mist of WD-40 everywhere. So I'm going to look at maybe an aquarium pump just so I can shoot like a stream. I don't want it to miss. I just want a stream hitting where I'm doing what I'm doing. Okay. What else? What else? Where do I begin? I did hook up a caliper to measure because there is no mark on, there is no line on, let me zoom you out here. There's no line down here for your travel, you know, on your main lead screw. So I'm going to have to etch, you know, something into there so I know the rate, I guess if I'm doing it manually, that it's turning. There is a indicator on the cross slide and the tool post. The tool post I ain't so much worried about. I mean, it's a pain in the ass. It doesn't really want to, it's not smooth. I've messed with these gibs 1,000 times and trying to get this thing to where it moves better. Yeah, it just doesn't, you know. Like I said in the beginning, I have lowered expectations. So, with that said, the automatic cross slide. I'll see if I can get it to do it while we're filming. Actually, let me pull this in. What it likes to do is stop rotating. So, then I reached out to Joe, try to figure out what's up with this thing. he doesn't seem to have an answer. There is the motor in the back here, and then in the lead screw for the cross slide, there is a gear on the end. Nothing holding the gear is the gear is keyed, but there's nothing holding it in. But I've noticed when it's doing this, and you ain't gonna be able to see it right here, is that little sprocket is moving up and down like this, and then it's losing its gearing. It's losing its connection to the back to the gear. So, I mean, is that a showstopper? Nah, not really. I mean, ultimately, I mean, when I was looking at this thing, I thought, oh man, it's super cool. It's got an automatic feed. Well, the only time you're really going to use that is if you're, I'm guessing, if you're parting something. Facing, I mean, parting, facing, those two things. I mean, other than that, I guess it's really no big deal. I finally did get the cross slide to where, it moves somewhat easily. That was a job. But I need to put some blue Loctite on these stupid knobs. If somebody out there has got an idea, a better suggestion for these stupid knobs that like to unwind, I need a knob like what's on the lead screw, that it spins. So anybody out there, put a comment, because I keep forgetting to blue Loctite that. I'm not so much worried about this one up here. I mean, I'll blue Loctite it too. But anyway, and of course I put the side cover back on. I had asked, one thing I noticed when I first started playing is do I got the right ones over here? Probably not. When I was trying to face, okay, I couldn't, and a lot of this still could be operator error. I have no doubt in my mind, because I'm new to all this stuff, but I do want to point out something, because I noticed when I was trying to face, it was trying to push the whole carriage back. Okay, so I'm like, man, what the heck? I mean, I would go touch off on it, and then I would notice this thing. See how it just moved right there? It moves fairly easily. Well, I couldn't lock it because then it engaged the auto feed. So it's like, well, crap. How do I lock this thing and get it to stop moving? Well, here's how you lock this thing and get it to stop moving. See this pin right here? You pull it. And I haven't been meaning to test it. It's the 3 position, low, middle, and high. Put it into the middle position, and I'll show you exactly what I'm talking about. So now we're spinning, but you see the gear's not spinning. Okay, so you can lock this thing and it's going to hold it. Now let's power it down. We'll put it back into the low position, and now you can see it's spinning. All right, so that's spinning counterclockwise. I don't know what this top one does. We're going to find out. It makes it spin the other direction. So you do have basically a neutral, and that is how you do this. So the bottom position, it's counterclockwise up, middle is neutral, top position is clockwise. It makes the lead screw move, for those who want to know. Alright, as you can see, I have been trying to cut stuff, been playing around with it. I am going to order a new set of high-speed steel bits. And like I said, I've got a new quick change post coming, and I have some parting blades coming. So there you go. Let's see if let's wind this back a little bit. Let's see if I can get it to do what I was talking about. I'm gonna get you right over here, and I'm gonna aim you up and see if it does it. Watch it call me a liar. Okay, so we're gonna go backwards. We're gonna watch the knob. And I've noticed it more so when you're getting resistance on something, like you're trying to part, you know, or you're trying to face. And of course it's not going to do it. It did it right before I fired up the camera. And I do have a clip on my phone, which I could try to integrate into this video and show you exactly what I'm talking about. But for now, it's going. But there is a gear. Back up all the way, I'll show you. And buddy, let me tell you, if you leave this plugged in, but just plugged in but not turned on, dude, that motor gets stinking hot. Anyway, let me turn this down. That tiny gear right there, there's nothing. See how loose that is? There's nothing holding that, and it'll move, it'll go up and down as well. So I might have to take the whole slide back off and see if there's a way that I can shim it or do something. And this mechanism right here is how this little red ball is how you engage the auto feed. Well, I did play around with this little screw here. This is as high as I can get it. So without where this nut is, where my finger is, drilling that out at the bottom, so it sits a little deeper, so when I pull this lever up, this motor actually comes up a little bit higher. I may have to do that or just live with it. So yeah, there we are. What else do I want to discuss? I don't know. I've got to play more with these different pieces of tooling, to see what works best for, turning. I know a parting is a parting bit, facing, I'm not so sure it really matters, just change, put about a, 20-degree angle on your tool post as it's going across. But I'll keep playing with it and messing around, but let's see if we can get it to make any chips. There is a little bit of, I brought my can of, I got another can I'm going to put some WD-40 in too, that way I can shoot it. Not too much. Just touch off a little bit. So we're touching there. Alright, give it a little bit of WD-40. Now this is where I'm kind of confused still, because without change, if I'm going to part, I run it at about 350 RPMs, and it seems to be doing okay. I was chattering like mad, but I think that tool was part of the issue. So, but I noticed when I had it on high speed, the belt changed, and it would die. It would kill the machine. It would trip it. So I put the belt back to the original position that I got it in, and that seems to be working better. I mean, it's really not that. It's kind of a pain, but it's not too bad to change the belt. You just loosen that thing in the back and put the belt on, tighten it back up, and you're good to go. So anyway, let's crank it up. And I'm just going to turn it on the auto feed. And it died. This is what it does. So, and I may be taking too much of a cut. I don't know. That I need to be spinning it higher. Not sure. So, let's hit the reset button. Turn it back on. Let's disengage the auto feed. Actually, let's get this rat's nest out of here. You know, maybe it is too deep. I mean, I don't think so, but what do I know? I don't know. But let's. Okay, so we're back in. Don't want to get too close. Hit that. But, I mean, that part seems to be working okay. It's kind of smooth. Actually, it's kind of ridged, you know. I need to work on that. That is an area because, trust me, I got so much crap I got to learn. But anyway, I wanted to show you that. And then I'll wrap this video up when I get the other quick change tool post in and the parting bit. Then we'll look at facing off, and because this thing is still not the easiest to, let's see where I'm at. And I guess I could use this bit that's in here. Yeah, it's a little below center. So, and adjusting it, like I said, is a pain. This thing's bent. And I'll show you while we're here. So you see the post right there. Okay, so now it's completely loose, and this thing is like froze in there. And yes, it is oiled up, you know. So in order to get this bent screw out of here, I mean, I like it. I'm enjoying it, you know, and it's kind of fun. I pretty much whittled this piece of aluminum, which was basically half of this right here. Whittled it down, you know, just playing around with it, you know, figuring out how it works. But okay, so see here, it's super tight. Now you gotta just tap it. The earlier I had to really give it a serious whack. Now see, that's pretty much right on center. And then I suppose, you know, it's not lined up with it, so let's back it up a little bit. See, I guess that's kind of square to it. Well, let's back it up more. See, that looks pretty even. And then take, and I can either loosen this back up, or I can loosen down here. I thought that was a 10. Ooh. See, am I going to run out of travel? And I think that's the problem I was having before, is I had it, how did I have it? Because if I do it there, am I going to have enough travel all the way back? That's the problem I was running into before. It wasn't, I was running out of space. Not space, but lead screw travel? I guess that's the word I'm looking for here. So if I take this to the center, yeah, that should work. I still think it's a bit low. Yeah, it might be. So if I bring it back out, Now, this was what I was talking about. I'm going to make sure I'm in the middle. And then, I don't know if I have enough angle on this. These are all things that I am still learning with, guys. So bear with me and get a good laugh. So let's back it up a little bit. We're just going to take a little bit off. We're going to come back out. And I'm going to lock. See how that? And you got to account for the, whatever they call that play. And this is something I need to, it'll go back now. And I still need to mess with that. Can't say I'm perfectly satisfied with how that's working, but I may have too much on there. Okay, well it's cutting. So let's engage the auto feed. And can you see the knob? Let me back up just a hair. Now we're watching the knob. And let's engage the auto feed. Give it some WD. Nah, see, that's what it's doing. Okay, got just a hair more. There. Bring it back. But that's what it's doing. Because that gear is not making a good solid contact, the two gears are not making a good solid contact. But, oh, I nailed that one. Woohoo! I think that's a first. Get you down in here. So, there you go. Pretty freaking smooth too. So that's a good bit. I think that's the left cut bit. I don't know. Anyway, so is it cool? Yes, it is. I thoroughly enjoy it. Do I get aggravated? Yes, I do, because of my lack of knowing what the hell I'm doing. But I will get the hang of it. And accuracy, this gauge down here is fairly accurate. Oh, what the hell is that play called? I forget. It's off the top of my head. You know, you gotta account for it. Every machine has it, whether it's a cheap Chinese lathe like this or a nice, expensive, high-end lathe. But you know, I'm excited to get the new tool post. Hopefully that works better and it's easier to adjust. And this thing here is, like I said, it's just I'm not happy with it. That was one of the features that I kind of disappointed, because when I got it, you know, they touted the quick change tool post. Well, it's not much better than the crappy one that came with it. But the one I got coming isn't all that expensive, but I got damn good reviews on Amazon, so that should be here hopefully tomorrow. But I got another project from work that I'm being tasked with. So yeah, I'll work on that. I may record putting that. This fell out of the machine today. I have no idea what it goes to. Yeah, there's some bolts for the wire connections and stuff that I gotta go and tighten up because they're loose. Note to self, you're gonna have to tighten up a lot of things. So that's to be expected. I'm not upset. So, but I am pretty stoked, and I mean, you can see, and I know I need to work on my speeds and feeds, and I mean, if you look at that, you can see how it's not like really smooth. That worked great for parting that off, so maybe I need to use a bit like that for turning, or see, I got two of those. I got two that look like that, and then I got this thing here, which that might be a grooving bit. I'm not exactly sure. And I still got to test drilling in the center using the live center, dead centers, drilling into the center. There are so many things I've still got to do, one step at a time, and as I get time I'm doing these things, but I thought I'd just bring you guys in and show you that real quick, show you some of the quirks that I'm experiencing with it. And yeah, I'm down there making chips, you know, so I'm having a good time. And it'd be nice to have AC in my little room here, but I do not, and that's okay. I got a fan going, so it's all good. Eventually I'd like to get me a little mini mill. I had that one, I don't know, maybe I'll get another one, and they're cheap enough, and park that like right there. And then I still got to have room for my ultrasonic, which is, this room's a mess still. I still got to put crap away. I've got the table saw over there, the bandsaw right there. Got to look into a different blade. It did not want to cut that round aluminum bar. Yeah, so it's coming together, and am I going to use this a lot? Probably not, you know, but I want to teach myself on it and know how to use it, what to do, so if I need to make something, you know, I can come in here and try my best to whip it out. So this will wrap up part 3, and I'll bring you back when I get that other tool post, the parting blade, and then we'll try parting some stuff, which I had a crapshoot with that, but we'll try something different. Oh, and I do have, where did I put it? I got, let me get here. I got a 4-inch, I think it's a 4-inch, 4-jaw chuck. Haven't put it on yet. It's Beaver, but should fit. Just curious. I kind of realized what I was doing with this one is you kind of got to hold your piece in here as you're tightening it down in order to get it to go. I mean, it's true now, but yeah. So that's another upcoming. Maybe we'll do that in part 4. We'll put the 4-jaw chuck on. I don't know. Now I think I'll wait for that because I still gotta get used to this thing, and I don't want to keep introducing too many variables into this. So anyway, I'll see you guys on this project, part 4. Thanks for hanging out.